All right, we're here at CRS 2017, and we're sitting down with Terry McBride. Terry, it's so great to sit down and chat with you. How's it going so far?
So far, so good. But
Awesome.
it's early yet.
It is early. It is early. Well, welcome back to CRS. This is kind of a second string for you. You've done this once before, quite a few years ago, and here you are again.
Well, you're right. I mean, off camera, we were discussing,
Yeah.
it was 25 years ago. We were here this week and promoting a single that we had out at that time. And it was one of the bigger songs that I had as an artist back in those days, Sacred Ground. But it was fantastic. It was a radio seminar. We had a hot single out and played the New Faces show. So it's interesting after all these years later coming back. But it's still a lot same, some of the same
Mhm.
faces, people I've known over the years. So it's cool.
Awesome. Well, welcome back.
Well, thank you.
Now you have a brand new EP coming out, Highways and Hotels. So tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about this new collection of music.
Well, it's interesting after taking so many years away from trying to record or be an artist. I didn't have any songs, to start off with, which is the way it happens for everybody. So the project sort of started with a song, Hotels and Highways. Found it, wrote it, and it just seemed to fit me. I had to do the scratch vocal demo portion of it, which another younger co-writer was going to do, but I ended up singing it, and that's the only reason I knew. After hearing it, I went, I could sing that song. And so I did, and that kind of led me on a path of finding some other songs, not necessarily that match that song in any way or form, but just a collection of little songs that sort of inspired me to want to record them and sing them.
Mhm. Now, music it consistently grows and evolves, especially country music. What are some of the biggest things that have impacted you, kind of coming back and doing your own stuff that you've noticed in this genre that's really changed?
Well, in some ways, it hasn't changed at all. I mean, touring is still the same and writing and everything is the same. I think the biggest thing for me that I've experienced, which is kind of mind blowing in a way, is just the social media front.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of been, quietly on Facebook and things like that over the years, but not promoting anything. So I didn't even use my name. I just wanted family and friends. But as an artist, it's amazing what a benefit that is to connect. I've already seen it. I mean, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I have a cool little Facebook thing, and I have some people that help me, and it looks good, and I like it. And I can tell it's obviously and definitely the future, but that is a big game changer since the days of old.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how did it feel to be back in the studio recording your own music and kind of being back in the forefront again?
Well, it felt good because I was, inspired and feeling good about the songs. It also required a lot of work on my part because it was really up to me. I produced the record myself, and then Tony Harrell, partner, amazing musician friend of mine, is the executive producer. But yeah, I beat myself up a lot over this record. Rewrote, went back in. We have a studio at our company, and I'm able to use it, as long as I have an engineer to help me, but it required a lot of time. But I want it to be good. You take a long break from making music and you come out with something, it could be disappointing. People go, why bother? You had all those years to prepare, and this is all we got. So, I'm not expecting to just set the world on fire, but I do want a song to be proud of the songs. And so that's where I'm at this point.
And as some fans are just getting to know you now, and as fans are getting reacquainted with you again, what is something you would really like to convey to them about you and your new music that's ahead?
Well, I would like to and hope it just comes from sort of an honest professional place. As a singer and a musician, I've always kind of been proud of being able to pull off songs live or whatever and sound good. But there's no one message in these songs other than some of them are very heartfelt, and it's all those things that make fans out of people. I mean, just like me, I'm a big old country fan. I'm a big music fan, not just country, although I cut my teeth on that. But I just hope there's something in there that people connect with. And the interesting thing through social media, I'm already finding out that is happening from responses from people. It's so nice. It's all been cool and good, but it's nothing better than having someone take the time to send a little something like, "Man, this song speaks to me." It's a good feeling. So that's, I've already accomplished something by doing that. So I feel good about it, and hopefully that answered your question.
Now, with 2017 well underway, what are some things that you're really looking forward to this year, especially with all the new music coming out?
Well, something new for me is I'm playing and trying to decide and figure out how I'm going to move forward as an artist performing. And some of it is uh, me acoustically, sort of a songwriter, artist side of it. Some of it is full band, and I'm just now getting started with that. I'm rehearsing today, later with a cool band that a young producer, guitar player, helped put together for me, and an older player, a friend of mine that used to tour with me. But anyway, that's something very interesting and exciting because I just haven't done it in years. I've actually went out and played. Spent 13 years on the road with Brooks and Dunn, and I actually played in the band the last three. So I was still, kind of out and playing some, but not a solo thing at all. So that's going to be completely new for me.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Great.
Now, we're at CRS, and that's a week all about country music and country radio. What's one song that, when it comes on the radio today, it still makes an impact and resonates with you?
Oh, a country song. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm a country fan, so holy cow, it could go back to my beginning to I mean, any cool country song. I still listen to a lot of classic stuff from time to time just because there's you just don't hear it. And then fortunately with, satellite radio and things that are happening these days, there are way more opportunities to hear any song you want. But I mean, I'm a guy like a George Jones guy as far as impactful, strong songs. Of course, he stopped loving her today. You can't hear that without listening all the way through. But I have other artists like Gene Watson, older guys, "Farewell Party." I love that song. When it gets to the Vern Gosdin, I love those sad, mournful, pitiful songs. I just loved them, and guys that were able to sing them to a degree that just sucked you right in. You believed every moment of it. So, I mean, for me, classic, those kind of songs. But all the way, think about it. I was an artist in the '90s. I have songs from the '90s that did the same thing for me. First time I heard, Brooks and Dunn, those guys. First time I heard George Strait in the '80s, when I heard Unwound, it kind of changed my world a little bit. It was an artist and a song that was just so powerful, and that's kind of happened every decade. I still continue to find those songs that and those artists that man, really really have, when they find that tune that is a career song for them, it's usually a pretty powerful or moving or some kind of song for you as well. But yeah, I have a lot of those songs over the years.
Fantastic. And then finally, as we were saying, music it consistently grows and evolves. What is one aspect of the country music genre that really hits home and resonates with you?
Well, I think still, even to this day, lyrically, these are still stories to some degree, whatever. And that's just connects with everyone when it's your story. When it's your story in a song, that's the beautiful and brilliant thing about music. And that's what country, it's still, I mean, you can turn on the radio right now. There's some, humble and kind to whatever you want to think about songs that are still being written. There's a message, and that's pretty powerful when it's well crafted like that. And to me, that's kind of what the countryside of songwriting, which is where I come from too. That always has spoken to me in whatever level. But yeah, that's the great thing about country music.
Well, thank you so much, Terry, for taking the time to chat with us today. This has been fantastic to sit down
Aw,
with you, and we wish you the best of luck with the new music that's ahead.
it was my pleasure. Thank you so much.